Business, a person's occupation, profession, or trade. Connection, a relationship in which a person or idea is linked or associated with something else. Welcome to Business Connection. Each week, our program will offer inspiration to navigate the business world. Information you can use to succeed in any field. And we will help you focus on your goals. Join us now for Business Connection with your host, BC Clark.
Welcome to the Business Connection. I'm your host, BC Clark. As you know, I interview business owners and organizations across the state, some out of state. Today, my guest is Davida Stewart, who's with Hayes and Associates. We're going to talk a little bit about Hayes. We're going to talk a little bit about a project that she and I are doing around town, going to different businesses. But then first of all, I'd like for her to talk to you a little bit and tell you who she is and give a little bit of background.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you, BC.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
It's an honor to be here. My name is Davida Stewart. I am a senior client manager for Hayes and Associates. I also work with talent management and hiring new and aspiring accountants who are wanting to enter into the accounting field. But as a senior client experience manager, my role is to go out and identify businesses that are potential Hayes and Associates clients, work with them, and make sure that their experience, accounting can be kind of dull at times, but we just want to make sure their experience is up to the expectation that not only Hayes has set, but also what the client has set. So, as you know or may not know, Hayes and Associates is a CPA firm. Our products are accounting, advisory services, as well as tax. We do tax planning for small businesses as well as individuals. And we have audit and attestation services, and those are mainly for nonprofit entities who need an audit conducted for their business, be it they're trying to acquire a loan or they've applied for a grant, and the grant provider has required some additional accounting that they need from the business.
Stuff. And so Frank Hayes, who started the organization, it's been there over 40 years.
Yes.
And it's the only actual Black CPA firm in Nebraska. And so the reason why I wanted to make sure that was said, because that is a long time.
Yes.
So he is someone who knows business, and he hires people and he has a clientele that is amazing. So with that, he has to hire people that have the right skills and, are either those ones that he can give them that additional experience that they need.
Yes.
But yes, and so a very well-respected CPA firm, and we hope to have him on the show sometime soon.
Yes.
So, well, thank you for giving us that information. And so let's talk a little bit about Davida and how we and what we're doing lately. We have this thing that we're doing. It's a series actually, where we're going to different businesses and we're just following up on and making sure that our business relationships are intact. And what that means is it's people that we meet through networking, businesses that we meet through networking. What we're doing is going to those businesses, taking a picture, usually outside of that business or with that business owner, and just following up with the relationship, finding out how they're doing. Are there any needs that they have? And so if we haven't visited your business yet, we will, because we're making our rounds, and we're doing that in Omaha and in Council Bluffs. So if you have a business and you really want to come on the show and talk about your business, we'll be coming out to visit you. Or you can email BC at thebusinessconnection, for Nebraska.com, or you can call me, 402-763-0540. So just be looking, because we may show up at your door at any time, and it is called Keeping Business Relationships Intact. So we'll be visiting you soon. So let's kind of talk about a little bit of the stuff that we have been doing. So we've been checking out different networking events,
Yes.
looking to see what they're offering and how a lot of them work.
Yes.
Right. So we know that there are lots of tips groups
Oh, yeah.
around, and some people don't love tips groups, and some people do. So it's all good. Networking is networking.
Oh, yeah.
But make sure that it doesn't matter what industry you're in. You can network at any place because you want to meet new people,
Yes.
not just in the industry networking events, but in other networking events because there may be something else that you might want to do or learn about, or there may be people there that need your services. So take the opportunity and network in different events. There are chambers that have a breakfast, a lunch, and you want to go to those. Any events from the chambers that you can attend, go to those. Go to some of the private events. There are different women's organizations that have lunches and breakfasts in the morning. There are other organizations that may have a breakfast. So you want to check out these things. Look at what you get out of them. Now, one thing that we talked about was it's really important to plan
Yes.
before you go to a networking event. Because you don't want to just go and spend money or just go to an event and you sit there and you listen, you don't talk to anyone. Well, you've spent 15 or 20 to 25 bucks for that event. You want to walk away with something. Now, let's talk a little bit about etiquette during networking, okay? And this is really important. You want to make sure that before you go, you find out about the event, find out what it offers, and who might be there. If you can't find that out, then just go. Go to the event, sign in, and do your normal thing. Walk around first, and then people will start to talk with you, okay? Now, if you feel a little skittish or nervous, just continue to walk around, and the first thing that you don't want to do is give somebody your card and you haven't met them, okay? So etiquette number one, don't just pass out your cards. Take the time to speak to someone, ask them all about their business, and they will ask you about yours. You guys exchange cards if you want to. You don't have to. And then you move on to the next person or group of people. Now, this is really key. If you walk up to a group of people, 3 or 4 that are standing there, and they're closed, everything is, all the shoulders are in, then you want to just stand there, and pretty soon someone will drop a shoulder down to allow you to come in. And at that point, you get to meet all 4 people in that group. And you also get to tell them a little bit about you. And so from there, you can talk to each one and say, find out what they do. And then you can say, hey, may I have a card? They will give you a card because they want to. And they will probably ask you for one as well. Okay, etiquette number 2. Number 3, make sure that you spend time and you don't rush from one person to the next. So if you see somebody that don't rush and leave this person hanging to run over to someone that you already know. What you want to do is continue to talk to that person, right? Find out some information about them. And what I do, I write on the back of the card. I say, I met so-and-so at this was the event, follow up. And I try to give myself a week to follow up with them, okay? This is just etiquette if you want to be an effective connector or networker, okay? When you get to a point when you're done with that person, then you can scout out that person that you saw that Go and talk to them for a few minutes, right? But you don't want to spend all your time with them because you already know who they are. So what you want to do is go on to the next one, right? If you have an opportunity where they have table introductions, remember, you only get a few seconds to do the table introduction, and that usually is your name, the business name, right? And maybe 1 or 2 benefits that you provide, and sit down. That's how it works. Okay, if it's an event that you can sign up for a 3-minute, then you want to do that. And remember to be on 3 minutes, because if you take longer than 3 minutes, you'll see people in the audience start to get a little weary because they may be next after you for their 3 minutes. And if you take their time, they won't be happy. Okay, the next thing, if you're at an event and it's in the evening, try to not get anything on your clothes, especially if they have sauces and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So be very careful. Have your napkin, get your whatever finger food, and you always want to have your napkin up here. And okay? Because crumbs will fall. So do that. All right. Just some tips that you can use that can make you a more effective networker. Now, the other thing is to make sure that you follow up. Because when you don't follow up, then those people that you met, they just go by the wayside. because somebody needs to follow up, right? And remember, networking is all about developing relationships. So you don't want to sit there and say, oh, you know what, this is not important. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Yes, you do. I'm sorry, you do. So be an effective networker. Learn about the people that you're around and go to different things. Don't be afraid to go to an event that is construction. You never know who's there. If you're a consultant, if you are a restaurant, you want to make sure that you're mixing what you're doing. So don't just stay into the industry that you are and just only go to those things. You want to go to multiple different types of things because you never know who's going to be there and you never know where your clients are. So you want to take that opportunity to peruse the crowd. Go around and meet people. Someone you see that's standing alone, go up and say, hey, how are you? You know, my name is so-and-so and I'm with, and who are you with and what's your name? You know, do conversation. This is not a time to, you're a business owner, so you need to have clients, right? So don't be afraid to go up and talk to individuals. You know, talk to people that you've never met. If you know someone, don't just stand by them all day through that whole event, okay? You want to leave them and go and, you know, and if you go to an event with other people that's your staff, you sit at a different table. One of them sit at a different table. Why? Because that way you can impact the whole group, and that you've got 4 people in that networking talking to different people about your business. But if you all sit at one table, one person is talking, telling about what the business is. So you want to spread out. Don't sit with your staff or your coworkers. Spread out and approach it from a outside in. So you're all around and you can talk about the business. They will have heard that probably 3 or 4 times at night during that event. So that way you're getting your name out more. Learn how to do these type of things because this is going to be key to you growing your business. Now, if you haven't started your business and you want to get started and you don't know how to do this, someone just called me actually a couple of days ago and they said, I'm starting my business in the next 6 months, but I don't know how to get people. And I said, well, we need to start networking.
Yeah.
And so she said, well, I'm kind of an introvert. I said, okay, well, I know a couple of things that's coming up. Would you like to attend with me or meet me there? She was like, yes. And so you can do that. So if you've been networking for a long time and you know someone that's just getting started, invite them to an event that you're going to so that they can kind of see the ropes and feel more confident once they go out there themselves. Don't you think that's the appropriate
absolutely.
thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you've been networking for a little bit.
A long time.
Yeah. And so what are some of the things that you've encountered or things that you've learned while you've been out networking?
Well, like you were saying earlier, just getting to know the client, you know, and remember, it's not a speed dating event.
That's right.
So you want to take your time.
Yes.
You know, you want to show your interest in that individual because people can size you up. I mean, you really don't.
Really quick.
And you don't have a second chance to make a first impression.
No.
So, you know, that first interaction is very important. And just setting off, you know, coming off with the right tone. Don't use closed language, you know, like with your arms crossed. That means you're not open to communicating.
Exactly.
Just your nonverbal, you know, they pick up on that. You know,
Absolutely.
Try and smile. I know some people don't like to smile. But I think, you know, that really helps to make...
It's warm. It's warm. It means that you're approachable.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, following up, you know, I usually try and follow up within a couple days. Some people follow up as soon as they get back to the office.
Yeah, right, and that's nothing wrong with that because you make that first impression, you know, so as soon as you get back to the office, if you're going back to the office, then you can shoot out all the emails of the people that you saw, you know, and I don't do a group, I do it individually.
Yes.
Because I don't want people to think that, oh, this is a mass, you know, group of 1,000 people. So I just do a one-on-one to get them to know that, hey, you know, I'm really interested. And I usually will say, I would love to set up coffee to find out more about your business.
Yes.
You know, and I'll do that. And the next one I might say, I would love to have lunch with you so we can, you know, I can find out more about your business. In the meantime, I'm doing that because I really want to know them, but I also want to make sure that I'm keeping the relationship going.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's really important.
Oh, exactly. And then, like, what's in it for them? You know, you always have to, when you go into anything, whether it be a business networking event, relating to a business owner, an employee, even relationships, people are asking, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
You know, why are you talking to me? Why
you know,
do I?
And you know, I haven't had that actually happen at all.
You haven't? Maybe
No.
they're saying it in their head.
But I think that if someone does, my answer would be, well, I'd just like to get to know you better and your business
Yeah.
because I may want to refer you. You know, because my thing is I'm a connector.
Yes.
So I always want to know different businesses. So I don't sit with people I know. I always sit with someone I've never seen before in my life or seen them, but I don't know anything about them. And the other thing is that I make sure that I'm open to whatever they might want to do.
Yeah.
You know, it says, well, yeah, I would like to do coffee, but I can't do lunch. Okay, great, let's do coffee. You know, well, I get out early, so I'm out at 7. Okay, I can do 7. You know, I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of make it so that it's a win-win on both sides.
Exactly.
And whether they're trying to get away from you or not, you hold them into it. And then, you know, you keep it. But then they find out, wow, you know, this person knows a lot, and I can learn something. And it's always a two-way street.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're giving, you're also receiving.
Exactly.
You know, and I love that. The other thing I think, if you haven't started your business, and like the individual that called me, call someone that you know that does this all the time.
Yeah.
Because if they've been out there networking, going to different events, they can give you some pointers on what you should do and shouldn't do. Because you don't want to be the elephant in the room that saying all the wrong things. I've been there. Let me tell you, I've been there when a person came in and they had I think it was a kind of business that was a pyramid type of business.
Oh, multi-level marketing.
Yes, and he came in, and
Yeah.
every person in the room, he gave everybody a card. He didn't stop to talk to anybody. He gave everybody a card, and he said, "Hey, y'all have my." I mean, this was loud. You all have my information on my card. Call me. And he left the room.
Oh my goodness.
So, and everybody that I know left the card on the table.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because you know what, and he lost a lot of money because all those cards cost some money, right? But you can't do that. People want to know who you are.
Yeah.
And that's not developing relationships when you just come up and you just come behind somebody and say, oh, here's my card. They don't know who you are. And I'm one that will do that. I would say, why should I have this card? No, I would say that. Oh, because, you know, I have to get to a meeting. Okay, well, when you have time
Yes.
to get to know me
Yes.
and I get to know you,
Then
I'll take your card.
exactly.
Yeah. And some people have gotten really offended and said that, oh, she's this and she's that. I don't really care about that. But, you know, anyway, because I'm comfortable with who I am. But if you want to know me, I want you to know that
Yes.
I want to know you too.
Yes. Because your time is valuable.
Yes.
You know?
And we don't have time to just give me a card. No. And I'm not that type of person that I'm just like rude. I'm not rude. I'll say, well, you know, when you have time, I'm letting them know that I don't need the card until then. However, so my whole thing is I keep an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
So once
was
I
gonna say that too.
get those cards and I email, I put all of them in an Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
And then I know the date and when I met them and everything.
Yes.
Now here's the thing. It may be 2-3 days later. Usually I send an email either 12 o'clock at night because they'll say,
But she's a hard worker.
I received an email from you at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's just who I am. I'm sorry, you know. But I do love people.
Yes.
I love to be able to interact with them, find out what they're doing, find out how I can help and how they can help me or whatever. It's a two-way street. And it is all about developing relationships. And so I put on workshops that bring people together. I put on events that bring people together so that they can meet each other and they can do certain things, right? And so so connecting and networking is really important
Yes.
when you have a small business.
Yes.
Because that's a lot of times where your clients come from. They'll remember you even though they've never bought something from you, but if they see you all the time and they talk to you and there's always hi, hello, that kind of stuff, there's an invisible trust that's formed.
Yes.
And they will refer you. So when you get referrals, please remember to thank the person that sent it to you. If someone sends you a referral and they say, hey, I want to connect you to, what your thing is to make sure you show the gratitude for that referral. So you want to say, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for referring this individual. It's my pleasure to work with them. Okay? Or something similar, whatever works. But don't just receive a referral and then never think about giving that person one if you have the opportunity to. So it's a two-way street out here. We have to support each other. And those are things that you do to support your small business. And making sure that, you know, with the economy and all this, people are upset. Look, let me tell you something. Just do you. Just do you. Continue to run your business. Don't be afraid to run your business. Run your business. I mean, I just need you to know that, because look, this is America. and as far as I know, the king is still on the throne, and we need to continue to do what he's called us to do. So run your business and talk about your business, grow your business, start your business, go to school, all the things that you want to do. Don't give up on your daydream. Don't do it. And don't stop. Just keep moving, because there's things out there for you, and there's people watching and waiting for you to get yours so they can get theirs. Remember, there's always someone behind, someone that's assigned to you. People will come up to you and say, you may not remember me, but in 2009, I went to your class. You never know who you're impacting with what you're doing. So do it right, do it often, never give up, be positive, and give positivity back. Just some things that you can do every day that doesn't cost you a dime. Smile, speak with confidence, walk straight up, and do what you have to do. We all have to.
Yes,
Would you agree?
I agree.
If we don't make it happen, it doesn't happen. So we have to make it happen. Whatever it is that you want. Destiny, it's yours. You decide when and where it happens. You can make whatever dream that you have happen. Not by thinking about it, not by talking about it, by believing that it can happen. Because when you have a desire in your heart and you pray about it and you believe, you will receive it. Don't worry about the economy. Don't worry about who's in office. Just do you. We don't have no time to worry about all that other stuff. Cut the TV off. Don't watch the news. Don't listen to none of that stuff. We ain't got no time for that. We're trying to build something here. And in order to build it, we have to be intentional about what we're doing. So as a small business owner, as a medium business owner, I don't care who you are, what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, don't stop. Keep going. Because there's a way for you to make it happen. And if you don't know how to get started, there's too many resources in this place, in this state,
Yes.
for you to stop.
Free.
So just do it. Just go and do it. Find out what you need to do. We have all kinds of resources,
Yes.
right? NBDC, they help people, right? SCORE helps people. There are consultants that help people. You can go to altcap.org, altcap.org, it's a CDFI. Omaha 100 is a CDFI. The Nebraska Enterprise Fund is a CDFI. Look, there is resources here. Don't quit your daydream, and don't give up on what you want to do. Don't let anyone talk you out of what you want to do, because the idea came to you, not to them. I can preach, but I want you to say a few things before we leave.
And so to piggyback off what you're saying, there are a lot of free resources that are available. So individuals don't have to worry about paying for the information. They can go and attend various workshops. Yep,
Yes.
for free. There's no charge.
Because education, I'm going to tell you something, no matter what you think, the more you know,
Yes.
the more you grow. And you can't grow if you're not going out and getting the information.
Yeah.
Okay? Free workshops. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Free seminars.
free seminars, all the webinars all the time.
Yes.
So don't stay at home and say, oh, the economy. Forget the economy. You know what? You're not even in the economy. Forget it. Let's just don't give up on our daydream.
Yep.
We
And-
need to make sure that we make things happen. And we don't have all day. We don't have all day to do that. Let's just get going. And if you're in a position where you can help someone else, help them. Don't be saying, oh, I don't want to do that because then they may take my job. They're supposed to take your job because you're supposed to move up to the next job, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get out of this
that's right.
stuff. Let's get out of ourselves and let's get in. Look, pray for wisdom, pray for prosperity, okay? And pray for discernment. With those three things, you can move. You can do what you need to do. Pray for wisdom, discernment, and prosperity. And don't give up on your daydream. Now, if you need more help with that, if you really think that what I've said has really impressed you or inspired you, you can call me up. thebusinessconnectionne.com is the email, okay? BC@thebusinessconnectionne.com. The Business Connection, NE for Nebraska.com. All one word, BC at thebusinessconnectionne.com. Okay? I'm here to help. I work with a lot of businesses, and my whole goal is to see you get to that next level of where you're trying to go. And let me tell you something. I continue to stay up on all the things I need. If you're having credit issues and all that, give me a call, 402-763-0540. But most of all, don't give up on your daydream. There are resources here to help you. We are a wealth of resources here in Omaha and Council Bluffs, in Nebraska. Take the time out to do what you need to do so that you can grow your business, that you can be successful. Get the information you need, plan, and succeed. Don't allow someone to take that from you. You are in control of whatever you want to do. So be confident, be real with yourself, love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And if you're loving yourself, you're not going to do things that's going to hurt anyone else. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Let's do this exercise for them. And out through the mouth. Calm down. Get going. And let's make what's happening happen. Whatever you have, whatever you desire, whatever you want to do, you can make it happen.
And I know.
And there are people to help you.
In June, we've been partnering with Avant Solutions, and she does financial literacy educational training.
Yes.
And so she
really important.
Yes, she assisted us with creating a financial literacy curriculum for small businesses. So it'll be a 10-week curriculum where they watch the vignettes, then there's a quiz based off of what they watched. And then at the end, they get a certificate.
And that's Hayes and Associates.
Yes.
And when does that program start?
That'll be in June.
In June,
We're
okay.
anticipating to roll it out in June.
The newsletter that comes from Hayes and Associates.
Yes.
There is a 10-week course that they will be doing. Now, MOWBC has a 10-week program for women and men, and it's called ROS, Rise, Own, Start, and Succeed. You can go to MOWBCF.org for the information. Look for the ROS page. There's a page there that talks about it. MOWBC also have a young entrepreneur page for young girls and men starting at 11 to 18. So go to that website as well, MOWBCF.org, and you can find the ROS page and the young entrepreneur page for those, okay? MOWBC also offers breakfast. So anyway, that's it. See you next time.
Take care.